This Pittsburgh Steelers TJ Watt situation is getting out of control. So, as we all know, TJ Watt is in a contract dispute right now with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He wants a contract at his number, but the Steelers aren't willing to give it to him just yet. And TJ Watt, he missed out on all OTAs, making a statement saying, "I'm not going to show up unless you pay me." But today was the start of mandatory minicamp, and people thought that he was going to show up because he didn't want to receive any fines from the team and miss out on some money there. But TJ Watt, he doesn't care. He's continuing to make a statement, continuing to put the pressure on the Pittsburgh Steelers to pay him. So, before I get more into this, however, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also, like this video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, the reason why this is getting out of control is because people are taking this too serious. Basically saying, hey, if you don't want to be here, just trade him already, let him go. He's already turning 30 plus years old and he's past his prime. He's not going to be the player he once was, so just let him leave. So that's not a reasonable way to think of this. TJ Watt is still one of the best players, if not the best player on the defensive side of the ball in the entire NFL. And TJ Watt, he has shown the Pittsburgh Steelers loyalty. He has not won a playoff game in his entire career, yet he still sticks it out with this team year after year, not asking out, not talking bad in the media to anyone, nothing. He sticks to this team, but now people are taking this too literally. And there's multiple reasons why he's skipping out on camp. And it's not just to put pressure on the Steelers, even if it's the main one. Number 2 is it wasn't going to be like he was going to practice anyway, even if he did appear in minicamp, mandatory minicamp. Because if you remember all the way back to 2021, the exact same thing happened with TJ. He was holding out or holding in, but he was showing up at practice but wasn't doing any work actually on the field. He was just there so he wouldn't get fined. So he was doing this all the way back in 2021. And he was completely fine for that season. In 2021, he had a really good season. Probably the best defensive season in the entire NFL, if you had to compare it to other players. So it didn't affect him then. So why would it affect him now, 4 years later? TJ Watt didn't do any work on the field when he showed up last time. So it's not like he was going to show up this time and do work on the field. No, he probably would have done the exact same thing. Instead of holding out, do a hold in. And if anything, that's more of a distraction, actually having the player in the building doing that than having them outside the building doing it. So, another reason why he didn't show up is he probably just didn't want to go to the Steelers training facility and do nothing for 3 days when he just had a child. He just had a kid this off season and he probably just didn't want to go to the facility to do nothing. And he knew he wasn't going to do anything. He was going to show up and do nothing there. So you may as well just be with your kid at home and take those fines. And lastly, the reason why he did this is because when he does end up signing that new contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers, those fines are going to get waived anyway. Those fines still won't be there. He won't have to pay them. And when he does get paid, they will go away. So it doesn't matter if he gets fined. As long as he gets his new contract, it doesn't matter. This whole situation sounds a lot scarier than it really is. Because you may think, oh, this means TJ Watt's going to get traded. Oh, this means the Pittsburgh Steelers doesn't want TJ Watt anymore. No, it's just that they really haven't come to a contract decision as of yet. It will probably get done, probably shortly, quickly, rather than later. But as of right now, it's just a holdout. And many players are holding out. You look at the Miami Dolphins. They have Jonnu Smith holding out. They have Jaylen Ramsey holding out. They have players holding out. There's players all around the league like Trey Hendrickson of the Bengals holding out as well. Someone who just led the NFL in sacks. He's holding out. So, you think this makes TJ Watt a trade candidate? No. TJ Watt has always been loyal, so the fans need to calm down and just trust the process with TJ Watt. This doesn't mean anything with his regard to his loyalty to the Steelers. He has always showed that loyalty to us, and we need to show it back to him in these times and not turn on him because of a contract dispute. So, once again, going all the way back to 2021, just to show you the loyalty that TJ Watt had to the Steelers. Steelers outside linebacker, edge rusher, TJ Watt actually overruled his agents who believed they could get more money from the Steelers front office in a TJ Watt contract talk. Adam Schefter reported that, saying that TJ Watt, he marched into the office of Steelers president Art Rooney and told him they had a deal. Then the NFL's new highest paid defensive player excused himself and announced he had to go work out. That's a report by ESPN's top insider Adam Schefter, and that was all the way back in 2021. He overruled his agents to show loyalty to the Steelers, basically saying, hey, my agents think I could get more, but you guys gave me enough, and I'm fine with that. And now it's time to get back to business. Time to get back to football. So, at the end of the day, he has shown us loyalty. And when you look across the league at the other top stars who haven't done good in the playoffs, they haven't showed the same loyalty in terms of the way they speak about their organization and their team. Just looking at Micah Parsons, whenever Micah Parsons gets eliminated from the playoffs or goes on his podcast and talks about the Cowboys' success, he always talks negative about them, saying they need a change. And there's always ends up being rumors that, hey, he may want to leave to go to a team that has better success. And then you also look at Myles Garrett. At the end of last season, there were trade rumors circulating around him because he says that he wants to go to a team that could compete. He was also up for a contract. So he has not talked good about his team as well when they're not winning. But TJ Watt, he's always stuck to the side of the Steelers, always talked well about them, whether they're winning, having success, or not. It didn't matter. And it continues not to matter because TJ Watt wants the best for this team. He wants to win, but he's not going to hate or turn on the Steelers if they're not. So, once again, going all the way back to 2021, people are worried about can TJ Watt be the player that he wants to be after holding out, not participating in off-season activities. Well, in 2021, he had 22.5 sacks, and that was a year where he tied the NFL record with Michael Strahan for most sacks in a season, and that was coming off no off-season activities. So if anything, maybe this makes TJ Watt more fresh. Maybe it gives him more juice in his legs, more juice in his body to go out there and perform, because there's no wear and tear on his body from being at camp and being over-practiced. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe that juiced him up and he was more excited, and to prove to the Steelers, hey, the contract you end up giving me was worth it after all. Maybe that's going to be the exact same thing this season for the Steelers and TJ Watt. So if you're worried about him not performing, just go look at the 2021 season because it was legendary from us with TJ Watt. So TJ Watt, the situation is getting out of control with how people are looking at him in terms of what he's doing. At the end of the day, it's just a contract dispute. It really is nothing more than that. He's not going to get traded. He's not going to get released. He may get fined, but it'll all go away once he signs his new contract. The fans will end up forgiving him. The fans will forget about it. We're all going to forget about this once he ends up signing that contract. So let's not make a big deal of this for no reason right now when it's still just so early in the offseason. Training camp isn't even here. Preseason isn't even here yet. If this was the actual season and he starts holding out of games, then maybe it's something to be worried about. But right now, it's nothing. So, with that being said, that's the end of this video. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on TJ Watt's situation. Do you believe it's getting out of control? And in what way do you believe it's getting out of control? Do you believe he should just show up and he's being dramatic over the situation? Or do you believe it's being out of control from the fans and the media perspective, like I believe? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on TJ Watt, and how do you think he'll perform this season should the Steelers pay him? Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis reports. I'm covering this entire offseason. All of camp, training camp with highlights and analysis, so stay tuned. And every report, rumor, everything, every new player. So stay tuned to this channel. This is the best spot for Pittsburgh Steelers football updates. Like, comment, and subscribe, turn notifications for this channel. And until the next video, that's it from me. I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.